Hello there. Welcome to episode 4 of season 2 of my Lifestyle Bytes series. I hope you've been following the episodes in season 2. If not, please check this channel for episodes 1 to 3 of this season 2. Also on this channel, you'll find all the episodes of season 1. I'm sure you'll be blessed by them. For episode 4, the topic for today is forgiveness. Now, my dear friends, it will be a big fat lie for anyone to say that forgiveness is easy. Apologies for my blunt language. It is hard because it is fed by anger and at times by hatred. Now, of all human emotions, the easiest ones to stop are those of anger and hatred. Why is this so? Because memories just refuse to fade into the background. That's why. Now, forgiveness is hard, my dear friends, because pain is hard to forget, disappointment harder to understand, but it is not impossible. We need to help ourselves because the spirit of unforgiveness has become a cancer that is claiming avoidable casualties. Let me emphasize that without help, unforgiveness is poison. Now, the conundrum about not forgiving is that it is harder for the carrier of this negative emotion of unforgiveness than the intended target of that emotion. How is this so? Because both anger and hatred practically eat the people carrying them alive. It robs them of the ability to focus on improving their life, because it is quite impossible for the human mind to process opposite emotions in equal measures at the same time. So, anyone who is focused on hating another person, not forgiving another person, all his brain can fathom and all his brain can calibrate is how to get even, how to make the subject of his hatred suffer. And he will ignore what his brain needs to focus on, which is self-improvement and personal development. Now, it is for this reason that I want you to please listen attentively while I use myself as an example. This is how I help myself. I juxtapose myself with anyone who has offended me, and I put the Almighty, because I am a person of faith, I put the Almighty in my own shoes. Let's take, for example, somebody called Stephen offended me. In my mind, I will become Stephen, the person who offended me, and put the Almighty in my own shoes. Then I'd ask myself this question: will the Almighty hurt Stephen for offending Adewale? Oh, I know a bit of the Almighty to know that whether Stephen apologizes to Adewale or not, God's first priority would not be to hurt Stephen, but to see if any good can still come of him. So, if the Almighty will not cause Stephen harm on Adewale's account, was it therefore not better for Adewale to just suck it up and move on with life? My dear friends, that of course will not be the end of the matter, as you and I well know, because my ego will from time to time remember the pain that Stephen had caused me, and anger and resentment might well begin to well up. So, how do I help myself? Now, don't laugh at me, but as a person of faith, I recognize that the Holy Spirit is my helper, whose help will be denied me if I harbor resentment against another human being. So, as it were, I now report myself to the Holy Spirit. Something along these lines. Come and see Adewale who needs your help. His ego has arisen again. He is still holding a grudge against Stephen. My dear friends, this role play has been so therapeutic for me because I would normally consider what I'd be losing without the help of the Paraclete, vis-a-vis my fleshy need for vengeance. How do I get the help I require for living day to day and fulfilling the goals I had set for myself without the help of my Paraclete? That is what works for me. Now, will this work for you? Well, I believe it should. I believe it should if God is important to you and you know that without Him you are absolutely nothing that you should be. So the way it works for me is I turn the table on myself to be free of the cancer of unforgiveness. This, I believe, meets the almighty standard of living at peace with all men. Another way by which I help myself when this emotion of unforgiveness rises up is that I force myself to reach out to the person who has offended me. I try to reach out. Now, reaching out has its downside because I may be rebuffed, and that has happened on some occasions. I still reach out. I still try to make peace. Do you know why? Because it will be recorded of me that as much as it laid in my hands, I tried to live peaceably with my neighbor. And I believe you should try it too. My dear friend, forgiveness is something you need to work on. Not for the next person, not for he or she who has offended you, but for yourself. That way, you will be free of this negative emotion and your mind will be able to concentrate on all those things you need to focus on, the goals you have set for yourself, and work them out to the benefit of your life. Do not let anybody build a house in your mind. Free yourself of the spirit of unforgiveness today and see yourself soar and grow. Keep winning the battle of life. And remember always, we love you. Have a good day. Bye for now.